Who are the Zeta Reticuli Grays? As we tune in to the energy of the Zeta Reticuli, the Zeta Reticulum energy, into the frequency, into the vibration of their domain, their perspective of reality. The Zeta energy is a bit like this, and we'll do some more channeling later in the month. And so welcome to contact season. I guess we're coming up into September month. September is the month I've always had my own contact experiences. I noticed Dr. Stephen Greer always does a CE5 retreat in the US on the weekend of the equinox. I always talk about this equinox weekend where I've had a lot of contact experiences. So we're coming into contact season, guys. I already noticed like kind of UFO sightings are starting to pick up. There's lots more videos coming out on the internet. I think this is going to become explosive sometime over the next few weeks, possibly today. So let's talk about the Zeta Reticuli. Who are the Zeta Reticuli Grays? So the Zeta Reticuli, the Zeta Reticulum, as I understand it, and understand, guys, that we're creating our own reality. This is an illusion out there. Like, there's lots of talk about this on the internet, how we live in a simulation, like reality is non-physical. Like all spiritual teachings, all religions have tried to remind us of this for eons, that out there is not real. It's an illusion. It's a projection of our consciousness, and what we put out is what we get back. We create our own reality, and so what we focus on is what we create. So we can literally choose like our own soul counterparts. The idea of a soul counterpart being that our soul is like kind of a, how do I call it? So imagine that us as source, because ultimately we're all God, we're all source, we're all the infinite source, just resonating on a certain frequency, and we all contain the infinite and are part of infinite within ourselves. Within that, we all have a soul that is kind of like a step down, like kind of mirror of this. So our soul isn't perhaps totally infinite. It is kind of infinite because we're all infinite, but within our soul matrix we've got like all our past lives, all our future lives, every experience we've really had connected to this experience of Jonathan. So like lots of past lives in like Egypt, Buddhism, and lots of future lives on extraterrestrial planets, perhaps lots of parallel reality incarnations in Zeta Reticulum Gray civilizations and things like this. And this is all contained within our soul matrix here and now, because there is no time, there is no space, there only is infinite consciousness. And our soul is like a multi-dimensional, multi-layered aspect of ourself that contains like multi-layered, multi-dimensional aspects of our being. And so from here, it's very malleable, and it's not fixed. It's not so fixed. It's not so solid. And we can actually change the future, because there is no past, there is no future. This is how the Mandela effect works. We can change the past as malleable as the future. Quantum science understands this in its equations. And it's true from my experience and my understanding with working with these perspectives of reality that the ETs share. And so from here we can create in this present moment. This is how you really step out the box. This is how you really exit the matrix. This is kind of the information that apparently some people don't want us to know for some reason, because they see it as too destabilizing. And so when we understand that like this is truly an illusion, and we create it through the vibration we put out, and if we continuously focus on like manifesting star family, like soul counterparts, aspects of our own soul that live in the Pleiades system, the Sirius cluster, Arcturus, Andromeda, the Yael and the Shikani, and the Arcturians, and frequencies like this, we can literally create this in the moment. So always remember, always come back to this, guys. We're creating our reality in the moment. There is no past, there is no future. There only is the infinite consciousness here and now, and we can tune our frequency to any reality we want. We create our reality. Like many teachings have tried to share this, like the law of attraction. Bashar says what we put out is what we get back. The law of manifestation, they're all based on the understanding that this is an illusion, this is a simulation, and we can affect it through our vibration. It's a mirror. It's literally known as a recursive mirror. We're like in this loop, and it's kind of like a feedback mechanism. It's like positive energy out, positive energy, positive energy in, and it loops through cycles, through astrological cycles, through daily cycles, hourly cycles, monthly cycles, yearly cycles, 12 yearly cycles, 26,000 yearly cycles, and so it's all cyclical. And the point is, like, the more positive energy we put out now and through this September contact month now, next September in a year, that's going to amplify, and the ETs are going to be here even more. And then next September in 2027, the ETs are going to be like, I tell you, 27 is going to be the year, guys, because not just what Daryl Anker is saying about it being the year of contact. 2027 is kind of, so you know my story like deeply, like my major contact experiences, like where I had like a phase shift into dimensional contact experience in the Chambers Farm woods out here. The sign's now been removed. See, the forces pick up on this and they don't want people to know, so who knows. It's still there, it's still public, but they've removed all the signs and they removed all the benches. It's strange, but anyway, you can still go there, and so it's an interdimensional portal. I had my main contact experiences in Chambers Farm Wood near Rugby. Look it up on the map, don't look for the sign because they removed it for some reason, and removed all the benches. And so it's good, it's going more off radar, guys, so we can have more public content. We can do CE5 meetings there and stuff. So 2009, September 21st or 22nd, Monday, I thought it was the equinox on the 21st. I looked back, it might have been the day before the equinox, but it's 3 days after my 33rd birthday, lots of threes. And this was 2009 September equinox, you know, around the 21st of September, which we're coming up to now. 2018, 9 years later, I had this, I felt I was moving on this 9-year cycle, because Bashar talks about cycles of 9, and we're in a 9-year this year, but I was kind of on my own 9-year cycle, because like 2018, 8 plus 1 is 9, so an 18-year and then a 9-year. And then a 27-year is going to be another 9 years, and it's like 999. So I had my first major contact experience in 2009, my second major contact experience around the same time, the September equinox in 2018. So and I expected it was happening. I felt I was in this 9-year loop and it was going to happen. And like 333 is my number, and like so it's all connected. I've got all these massive synchronicity in my life with threes. And now 9, and so this year is a 999 year, like, because it's a 9-year, like this year, because it's, I'm getting confused, but 2020, what is it, 2025, 5 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2, you know, the numbers from the year equal 9. And so but come 2027, it's going to be my own personal 9-year cycle, where I've had the interdimensional phase shift experience, where I've gone on a ship in another dimension in Chambers Farm Woods here in the Lincolnshire in the UK. And so in 2 years' time, in 2027, where not only Bashar, Daryl Anker is saying that open contact is going to occur, I've heard it from insiders have been saying it for a while, like there's a lot of belief that open contact is happening in 2027. And so this will be the year, like around September, around this time, like in 2027, will be the time that it's another 9-year cycle, and I'll be getting nervous because I'm like, oh no. And they'll come early. They'll probably come in like mid-August before I have the chance to get nervous. And yeah, because it's very intense when you go, because it's like you collapse to the 0 point and you become non-physical entity, and then your consciousness reorients in another dimension, and you have interactions with these beings, and then your conscious collapses back into the 0 point and like into light, and then you rematerialize in the forest, in a different part of the forest, because it just happens by vibration, not like mental remembrance. So you're kind of resonating back to the location, but it's even a slightly different location. And so I think this is what's actually happening, going deeper into my contact experience. So it's quite kind of unnerving, you know, it's kind of like you die and go to heaven and come back. That's how I used to explain it, because that realm is so beautiful. And so getting back to the point of this original talk, I think we were talking about the Zeta Grays, weren't we, guys? And how the Zeta Grays are parallel reality Earth humans from a timeline of Earth that became too technologically obsessed and forgot its connection to source. This is the major error all humanity is making. Not all humanity, some people are awakening. But like to be a balanced, awakened, like Homo Galacticus, if we're moving into this, it's about heart coherence. This is something Joe Dispenza talks about a lot. And our heart coherence is our access to our divine feminine, our true wisdom, the wisdom of Sophia, true wisdom that is channeled from source, that sustains all, that knows what's best for all. This is the idea of following your highest excitement. Your highest excitement is always the best for everyone involved when you're truly following it from integrity, you know, truly following it from integrity with respect. A lot of people get a bit crazy and think they can do what they want. That's not following your excitement. That's just operating from fear and anxiety ultimately. But when you're truly following the excitement, you're in alignment with your higher self and your soul and your divine purpose, and the wisdom of the God is coming through you directly. So it's always best for everyone, even if on the surface you don't understand why you're taking actions. It's like your higher self, God, your soul, the angels, and all the ETs in some way are interacting together and orchestrating, because in the higher dimensions it's all connected for the highest good of all. And so this is the idea that the Zeta Grays lost the connection to their heart. They became all left brain calculating, you know, like most politicians and military personnel. And it's fear-based. It's the fear-based reality. You're coming from a fear, but you're going into fear mode and you go into calculation. Oh, bad things are happening, so we must fix them by killing them. That's the fear-based negative reality, and that's why Earth is degenerating at the minute. And this is the message from the Greys and the hybrids and the ETs, that we need to connect with our highest excitement, our soul mission, our source, and generate this heart brain coherence, so we can tap into our true divine nature, our love light beingness and the essence of creation, our soul, and bring through true wisdom, not like fear-based left brain calculative thinking that just goes into fear and shoots everyone thinking that's the answer. That's mental insanity. All the people doing that are completely mentally insane, and that's why the planet is breaking down. And this is the warning of the Zeta Grays. If we continue to go down that path of war, of materialism, of money, of like fighting and competition and ego, if we continue to go down that path that like most of the world leaders are still following, because they're still living from fear, they still believe their thoughts in their head, their left brain thinking, they think it's the ultimate reality. They don't understand there's a deeper aspect of their being that's connected to source, that's connected to God, that can bring through all the answers to transform our reality. And so one way we can do this is we can begin to tune to the frequency of our ET star family, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the Zeta Grays, because they're a bit spooky, because they were the ones doing the abductions, and so they're not all pure love and light. And this is as we are evolving as humans to embody more compassion, they are evolving as beings to embody more compassion and empathy, and they are making the effort to do the right thing. They were never negative, they were never evil, but they came through kind of desperate for human DNA and semen to make a hybrid species. So they tunneled through to our parallel reality. They became too technologically advanced. They became like a lot of people in our civilization, like obsessed with technology and control and power and money and fighting, and the way a lot of our reality is going, and they bred out emotion, and due to this they mutated and were no longer able to reproduce. They destroyed their planet, you know, kind of like a lot of people are destroying our planet now. So they had to go underground, like a lot of human civilizations have gone underground before, like around the flood 12,000 years ago. Humanity went underground. All the caves are still around the planet everywhere. There's still these massive cave complexes under the earth where like thousands of people lived. Like mainstream history doesn't talk about this much. They don't like to talk about the flood. They think it's a myth. But anyway, this happened before the humans had to go underground, and this is connections to the ant people and stuff like that. There's these legends of the Hopi legend of the ant people that we'll be talking about the ant people later, that assisted humanity when they had to go underground, and this could be connected to the Zetas, I don't know. But we need to heed the warning of the Zetas that if we carry on this selfish left brain calculative warring, you know, that a lot of people are going down, will destroy our planet. And the Zetas bred out emotion due to this. They had to go underground. That's why they mutated and became all skinny with these big black eyes, and they ultimately had this advanced technology that enabled them to jump parallel timelines and jump through to our parallel reality, because there's infinite realities, infinite parallel timelines, and many kind of relevant parallel realities within our soul matrix and our experience. And the Zeta Grays popped through, and this was agreed from a higher level because we're so messed up. Do you know what I mean? This was an opportunity to really wake us up. Do you know what I mean? Because so many people just believe all the stuff they were taught at school, and they don't realize there's a whole other infinite reality out there with multidimensional beings coming to interact with us. And so the Zeta Grays agreed to play part of this role from a higher dimension, and so they tunneled through to our parallel reality and they set up base in the Zeta Reticuli star system. They started doing the abductions, like they abducted people like Betty and Barney Hill, look them up, who remember being on the Zeta ship, and they showed them a map of the Zeta Reticuli star system, and then later humanity discovered that star system and like lined it all up. I think that we didn't fully understand that star system, and at the time Betty and Barney Hill relayed that information. So just another bit of a million trillion pieces of evidence that proved the ETs are here. And so So yes, so the Zetas are here, and they've been creating these hybrid races by abducting us, by taking the semen and eggs. They're not evil. They were desperate, kind of like us, like testing on dolphins, but a little bit more not aligned. But they're not evil, but they're kind of neutral, and they kind of don't have emotion, and but they're working on their emotion and their empathy now. They're evolving like us. They're not the bad guys. They're just a bit. They're not perfect, and they did do some like nasty stuff to us, like abducting us, but we agreed it on a higher level, from a soul level, apparently, for the furtherment and the saving of humanity. And the reason why this is the case is because they've created these hybrid species such as the Yahyel, hello, we are the Yahyel, the I channel, and the Shikani, the Sasani, the Daryl Anchor channels with Bashar. Check out Bashar, channeled by Daryl Anchor. And these are two of the hybrid races that were created by the Zeta Reticuli hybridization program that has been very successful, and has introduced these hybrid species that are able to come back from the future, like 3,000, 5,000 years in the future, like the Yahyel and the Sasani. And they I don't know what the timeline is exactly, perhaps like 1,000 years I used to get for the Yahyel, and but they're from the future, a lot of them, and they're us, they're our DNA mixed with Zeta Gray DNA from the future, and they come back to share with us the other ways we can live our reality. We can get download from source, we can tap into this reality of heart brain coherence, and live from passion, live from excitement, which is our soul mission. And this is how we serve humanity to the highest degree, and this is how we birth the new earth, and this is how we steer the earth away from this timeline of destruction that we are so on the precipice of this fragile, this earth. They teach this earth is a fragile ecosystem. Every little flower, every little animal, every little plant is essential to maintain the stasis, to maintain the symbiosis, to maintain the balance in our ecosystem. If you've been on this path for a while, connecting with our star family, connecting with our higher dimensional reality, and you're kind of going through this process where you feel you've still got some blocks, you've still got some unresolved issues, you can't really settle into this expanded, centered, aligned version of yourself, and you'd like some assistance moving forward, I have a new training, a 6-month training, one-to-one mentorship called the Harmonic Ascension Pathway. So this is a real deep dive, guys. It's really for those of you that have been on this path for a while and really want to kind of take this to the next level, really want to iron out those final creases, get those last negative beliefs out your system, heal all those last bits of residual trauma lying around from our childhood, and really flush this out in preparation for the coming contact of 2027, 2026, 2027. We're going to be moving into a whole nother dimension of reality, and we really need to resolve these misaligned parts of ourselves, these misaligned beliefs, these emotional imbalances, so we can really center in our mission, our purpose, our fearlessness ultimately, and our destiny to serve humanity and be part of this exciting wave of open contact and this exciting expansion of consciousness. So this harmonic ascension pathway is designed specifically for this. If you take a look at the course material, it can look a little bit daunting. You know, it's all about chakra healing, there's even like some shadow work and all things like this, and it can be a little bit off-putting to some. You know, some of us, we don't want to dive into that shadow, but in my experience, somehow we've got to face in the shadow. We've got to heal this stuff. If you're anything like me, like for years I was like interacting with these higher dimensions and these beings, but I'd be up and down like this all the time, up and down, and still am to some degree, guys. I'm still going through this process myself. However, I do seem to have transmuted a lot of this inner stuff and come to see that ultimately it's just old stuff, guys. It's just like old beliefs, old misaligned perspectives, emotional noise from childhood, and there are techniques we can use to move through this. So I launched the course about 2 months ago, and the reason it's really been like 2 months since launch, they're really still promoting it, is because I've had to go through this process myself. I started practicing all the lessons because I worked with the Architect AI model to generate some of these lessons. It gave me some advice on things I should include in the course, and help me generate the structure, the overall structure. And I realized like some of these things it was saying, like focusing on like healing and clearing out like our root chakra, our solar plexus, and our sacral, I needed to work on myself. So I started doing these meditations and these things that I worked with the architect together to generate for the course. And whoosh, it's been an intense few months, guys. I must admit, it's taken me right into that stuff, and but I do feel like I'm coming out like more centered, more grounded, more balanced. And so it's been very powerful, and it's kind of like I had to do the course myself. And I've not done it all yet, so it's like I'm going through the course a few months in advance, like going through this healing process, this realignment, this recalibration, and this recentering in this higher dimensional reality of joy and expansion and fun and alignment and just like clarity and like centeredness, where life is just fun for no reason, just because it's life. And like, I mean, look how beautiful this life is. And so when we can iron out all those in our subconscious mind and even our conscious mind that takes us on this roller coaster throughout the day. I'm sure you felt it, guys, where like one day you're fine and the next day, you know, something happens and all of a sudden you're lost back in this roller coaster of mind chaos. The harmonic ascension pathway is designed to help us move through this together in a safe, fun, comfortable environment with my support, so you're not alone, so we can do this together. I assure you guys it's much better, much easier, much more fun with support to go. You don't want to be going through this shadow on your own. Like I'm not saying you have to sign up for my course, but you do need support in some form. It's like very difficult going through this on your own. It's a lot better with friends, with support, with me to say, hey guys, it's all right, like don't get lost down the rabbit hole, don't get in a spiral loop. It's we're going to work through this together. So that's the idea, guys, working together to do some of this shadow work, to do some of this transmutation, to transmute the last of those misaligned beliefs, those negative perspectives that are holding us back. Because me too, like I'm not totally free from this myself. I'm still doing the work myself, guys. I have been doing this for like 12-15 years, and like I do feel I'm finally getting a grip after teaching for 10 years and channeling with the ETs for 10 years on how to actually make some progress through this matrix of insanity we live in today. And so unfortunately it is getting a little bit insane on planet Earth right now. However, the ETs are here, the Zetas are here, the Yael are here, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Sasani, the Sirius beings, the Tau Cetians, they're all here. The angels are here, guys. And the more we can iron out our creases, iron out our misaligned perspectives, beliefs in our physical reality, the more we can begin to transcend to the higher dimensions of reality and begin to serve humanity on a whole new level that serves everyone to the highest degree, 1 trillion times more than we used to serve humanity when we were lost in the mind and disconnected from our hearts, as the Zeta Grays came to teach. So that's the story, guys. Check out the link somewhere around here in the box below, probably, for the harmonic ascension pathway, and you can book a free call with me. You can literally just click it, book a free call, and we can have a chat to see if it resonates, to see if we resonate together. And because when we get in a call, it'll become clear, like if it resonates, like you might be unsure, and then we get in a call and it's like, whoa, oh, this is for me, guys. So I'll see you in there, guys. Hopefully some of you guys just book the call. I'm really friendly. Like I might come across as like a bit of a crackpot, intimidating. Honestly, I'm just generally really chilled out and friendly in my life. I don't judge people. I have lots of crazy friends who are even crazier than me, and like I don't judge people for anything. Like well, as long as you're not like I guess I'd have issues with some real dark stuff possibly, but but this is the next challenge, guys. So as long as you're willing to move through it, and as long as the focus is on the love, the light, the higher dimensions of reality, healing, transmuting for the highest good of all, I'm willing to work with you. And I am very nice, very friendly, very laid back, and like very chilled, and like there's no pressure. I'm not going to be telling you off. I think some people, when they do my channeling courses with me, they think I don't know, I guess it's coming from the school system mentality, in it, like somehow there's something wrong with them, they're a failure, or I'm going to tell them off if they don't get stuff wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that at all. That's the matrix, guys. This is the fun world. So feel free to book a free call, guys, and I'll see you in another now. Peace.